This is WEBN News. Frostproof Florida with a special report.
Neil Cavuto invited UAW President Shawn Fain on his program yesterday. This was after Shawn Fain, at a meeting of the UAW, said, "We endorse Joe Biden." Joe Biden spoke, and if you think about political endorsements, it's hard to think of a more obvious endorsement when you look at Trump's anti-union views and when you consider Joe Biden getting out there on the picket line, supporting striking workers, the most pro-union president I can ever remember, didn't stop Neil Cavuto from saying, "Listen, you could have endorsed Trump. Why didn't you?" And Shawn Fain did not hold back.
Would have considered Donald Trump? You did not? Why not?
Well, I mean, if you look at just the facts and the body of work of both candidates and, both of them in their own words, nowhere in history has Donald Trump ever stood for the American worker. He stands against pretty much everything that we stand for.
So
it's that simple. I mean, listen, you don't even need to have a deep conversation. You just pull quotes of things Trump has said about unions and the stunts he's pulled, and then you pull quotes and you pull actions from Joe Biden about unions. How is it even a choice? And of course, the framing of this entire interview is the biased unions who support Democrats. Well, listen, it's the Democrats who are disproportionately supporting the rights of workers to bargain collectively. It is Republicans who are against that. Why on earth would a union shoot itself in the foot? Here's one more clip, and Shawn Fain goes through the list of Trump standing against workers.
We had to look at a lot of things, and overall, we just had our contract fight with the big three, and our most successful contract in history. And President Biden stood there with us on the picket line. Unlike President Trump back in 2019 when GM was on strike for 40 days and he was completely non-existent and silent on the issue. I can go down through the list of things, the difference in the candidates, but it's very clear to us who stands with working class people in this country and who stands against them.
Your counterpart at the Teamsters, Shawn O'Brien, has met with Donald Trump and, of course, the president, all the major candidates when they were still in the race. You opted not to go that route, and I'm just curious as to why.
Well, you look at the body of work. I'm not going to speak for President O'Brien, but I will speak for the UAW. And
sure.
In 2008, 2009, the economic recession, Donald Trump blamed the workers for what was wrong with these companies. In 2015, he talked about doing a rotation of good-paying jobs in the Midwest, somewhere where they'd pay less and have people begging for their jobs back at lower wages.
Yep.
In 19, also in 15, when Volkswagen workers voted to organize, he put an NLRB in place that killed the the contract for those workers. In 19, when he was president, he didn't support the strike. He told workers at Lordstown,
Neil Cavuto, by the way, increasingly uncomfortable with this list.
Assembly plant, which was closing, don't sell your houses, and then he did nothing to support them. Versus President Biden, who in 2023, when a plant was going to close in Belvedere, Illinois for Stellantis, he stood with those workers. He helped us save a community and helped bring not one plant, but 2 plants back to life. And he stood with our members on the picket line in our fight for economic justice.
The difference couldn't be more stark